Good
Network,
afternoon.
was it? I don't know. That I think you should flip your phone, man. I don't know if
Oh,
it's network or YouTube policy that wanted to stop this video. This class that is going to be transformational, ha, go work. Like 3 weeks ago or so, my kids they had a debate in church. My two of my kids they were part of the debate, and they were one was proposing and one was opposing. It was about the internet, the disadvantages, and all of that. And while they were doing their debate, I was just listening to them that even some of the disadvantages I never thought of, even some of the advantages I never thought of, they were just talking about it. And yes, it made me sit down and think deeply. The internet has come to stay. The internet has its own loads of advantages and disadvantages. The internet is either a savior or a destroyer. The internet can be the devil that comes to kill, that comes to steal, and comes to destroy. Depends on you, on the individual holding it. For since yesterday, towards the end of yesterday, I've been sharing experiences I've had about the use of the internet. And I checked how recently one of my teenagers in church was given a tablet in school because of her high performance. And at the end of the day, that same internet was not going to be detrimental to the same reason she was giving the tablet to. A lot of things happen every single day. Now, there's a major debate that I hear all the time. I won't give my child a phone until she's 16. I won't give my child a phone until he's 17. I won't give my child a phone until he's 18. And I always stop to ask, is it about age or about skills? And I've heard myself saying several times to parents that the people like the likes of Ezra, the paystack guy, what he wrote online has become detrimental to him today. He wrote it way before he was 18. VDN sharing his naked pictures online. He did that after he was 18. There's this trending one now of the corper guy who they were talking about how some girls as endowed in secondary school, and he wrote what he wrote. He wrote that as a corper, he's definitely not 18. So is age the problem? You know, one of the things that actually we need to pay attention to is not even about age. It's about skilling up our children, empowering them before we give them the skill. As much as the internet is gadget and all of that, they are helpful. They can also pull down anyone without the right skills. And this is what Coach Jinadu Oyeyemi has done. She has identified a need. She's not telling you don't give your child the phone because she knows the advantage of it. Hey, one of the advantages my children shared during the debate was that the internet has made things easier. Children in school, they need it. They need to research. I was telling my son yesterday, she said he doesn't like civic education, and I don't we didn't do civic during our time, but we did government. I was telling him civic is government. He said I don't like it, talking about Richard's constitution, talking about map passing and the rest of them. They are just boring. I said, I understand. It was boring during our time. And I told him, now, this is why I always encourage you when you get back from school, what you want to do, note down what you struggle with in class, and you are going to research it. How are we going to research it? Of course, the internet has made things so easy. I told him, we'll go and do Google research. The ones we are not getting, the ones that are still not interesting, when we do Google research, we'll go to YouTube. YouTube have videos. They use videos to explain these things, and it becomes easy for you to understand. What are they going to use? The internet. So the internet is a game changer. The same way we have the internet causing detriment, sabotaging a lot of people. A mom was talking to me the other day, and her daughter is not doing well in school. I said, okay. And she used to be a very bright student, and suddenly started dropping. What happened? She didn't know, she had no clue or something, because she just gave the girl a phone because of high performance. And they did not realize that the girl, instead of reading, she would spend endless time on TikTok, a lot of things. I don't want to keep talking about what we already know, what the internet we already know. So I'm not going to talk I'm not going to keep talking about what we already know about the internet. Rather, I want Coach Jinadu, who has taken her time to create a masterpiece. She's not just a parenting coach, she is also a mom of young adults. So if you are looking for a parent who has got results, who has results, Coach Jinadu is the mom, with a follow her for back. She has young adults. She has children who have graduated from the university. So she has results. She's not just a mom of young adults, a mom of Gen Zs. She's not just a mom of Gen Zs. She's a voice mom. She's not just voice mom. She's also a pastor's wife who also has who oversees a large number of people, moms. Okay, as a pastor's wife, her ministry will now be women and children and youth. So she's talking from experience. She has seen a pain. She has seen a problem. She has seen something that keeps happening repeatedly. How the internet has become when where it's supposed to be empowering people, how it's actually like what is the opposite of empowering? Is it disempowering them?
Disempowering them.
So she has come to say disempowering them. And so she has come to say, I need to provide a solution. So she took her time and she created a book. When I read the book, I was just jotting down. I said, hey, me, I'm going to implement a lot of these things. Even me as an adult, I need to implement a lot of these things, not just for children, for us as adults. Today is her book launch, Parenting the Internet Generation. Today is her book launch, and she wants to teach us a lot of things we need to know. I have a lot of stories to share. Coach, please allow me to share this particular story. It's very dear
Please go
to
ahead.
me. I remember when Facebook started, I was not doing so much on Facebook. After a while, Facebook is a distraction. I logged out. So one day I went to visit my sister and she was showing me groups and things happening on Facebook, so that was how I came back. I said, Facebook has become so interesting. I came back to Facebook. And so I was looking for a parenting community to join. And I didn't find any parenting community. So I just set up mine. Even when I set up mine, then we have a lot of parenting coaches started springing up here and there. And what I was doing, I was busy. There was a particular parenting coach. I was busy sharing her post. I will make a post. She even opened a group. I just abandoned my group. I joined her group. I will share her post. I'll do a lot of things. I will invite people to her group. One day, my sister said to me that you study psychology, and because I introduced that to the group, she said to me, you study psychology. This you have a lot of knowledge. She said, this group you invited me to, it is your post that is just like the in thing. Why don't you do your thing? Instead of you promoting this person, promoting other people, why don't you do your thing? I just thought, okay, it's not a big deal. I didn't take her seriously. I said, what is there? Until much more later, I think a couple of years down the line, I wanted to launch my book, and I invited this particular coach to, review my
Review.
book. So I was telling my sister what I was doing. Yes, telling my sister what I was doing. I was launching my book. I have a couple of people that want to launch my book. She asked me, who did you invite? I told her. She told me this particular coach is not going to review your book. I said, why would she not review my book? She said, she will not review your book. She said, because you are a competition to her. I said, which one is competition to her? Why would you not review my book? And guess what? True to my sister's words, this particular coach did not review my book. She said to me, she can review any other person's book, but she will not review your book because she knows you. I said, really? You know, and I never knew about the internet. I wasn't awake to the potentials in the internet space. I wasn't awake to it. I was just doing my thing anyhow. She didn't really review my book, and I didn't take it to heart. I didn't really remember what my sister said about that. I didn't commit to it because I was just talking to pursue my book. Anyone that refused, I use it to market my book and all of that. Until about I think about 2 years ago, recently, my sister reminded me of everything, of how slow I have been, of how I have been not using the internet very well. I said, oh, it made a lot of sense to me. I began to realize the potentials the internet has. Why am I sharing? A lot of us adults, we have no idea. And when we have no idea, right? What are we teaching our children? Our children are going to be as clueless as we are. So because we don't understand the potentials, because we don't understand how we can sabotage ourselves, because we don't understand what we can do with the internet, we just go there and just wing it, do anything, and we also are nurturing our children to just go there and cruise it. Food that tastes better than it tastes. We just go there to cruise it. Everything is cruising. Our children are going on the internet. They are cruising. They are being targeted. A lot of things happening to them. So Coach Jinadu has written this book so that you as a parent, you can learn and you learn. Then when you learn and you learn, you'll be able to actually teach your children the power the internet has. Teach to protect them. Teach them what they can do with the internet. Thank you, Coach, for coming today. So my
Thank
name is
you.
Enine Oreba, and this is brought to you by the Visionary Parents Academy. And I'm the lead coach at the Visionary Parents Academy, an academy where parents come to get empowered. They come to acquire the skills, the knowledge, the confidence, and the motivation they actually need to intentionally raise the child the world will thank them for later. We don't want to raise our children, and someone will be saying, who raised this child? We don't want to raise children who people will be cursing, say, you were not trained well. I cause the parents that raised you. I cause the day you were born. We don't want to raise those children. It is not our portion. So in the Visionary Parents Academy, what we do is we deliberately learn the skills, get the knowledge to raise the children that the world will thank us for. So I want to invite you to join us. So Coach Jinadu, your video is I think is it vertical now or horizontal? I don't know which of them it is. So we are not aligning. You are this way and I am this way. I don't know how to explain.
And I think maybe
So
that's your phone,
yes.
because presently it
Okay,
looks okay
maybe.
from my side. It's okay at my hand here.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
So
we
I
are
see.
going to get right into it. Parent, excuse me, parenting the internet generation with Coach Jinadu Oyeyemi. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please do that. Do that. We have a lot of resources, amazing, amazing resources that you can enjoy in this channel. So just subscribe. Take your time, whatever your parenting questions are, struggles are, please take your time and go through this channel. You are going to get answers and solutions. And the Visionary Parent Academy is also a place you want to get your accountability, your confidence, your motivation, and your skills. Thank you so much, Coach, for coming today. We
Thank
appreciate you. So my pen
thank
and my papers, they are ready to take notes because
thank you so
I
much,
can't
Coach.
listen to how to parent in this internet age without taking notes.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you so
Coach.
much, man. So the floor is
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us at this time. First and foremost, I want to appreciate Coach Enemy Orebo and the Visionary Parents Academy. Without the Visionary Parents Academy, parenting the internet generation will not come to be. It will not be. So this is number one thing I wanted to note this moment, that the Visionary Parents Academy is a place where we birth uh, potentials. It is a place you don't only learn to grow your children, you become a person that you want to be. It is an accountability community where you grow personal. You are looking for a place of growth, Parents Academy, because one of the things the parenting does for you at Visionary Parents Academy is that you discover yourself. You discover your potential, you discover your ability, and you will be well nurtured and grounded to be able to fly. So it's an opportunity. The registration is still ongoing. I don't want you to just miss out, because 2026 is another time for us to become the parents that we need to be. Thank you so much, Coach Enime, for putting everything together at the
thank you,
Visionary
ma'am.
Parents Academy. Now, parenting the internet
Thank
generation.
you, ma'am.
Now, just like my lead coach has said, internet has come to stay. Most of us, we can't do anything without the internet at the moment. One of the things I discover is that even as parents, as an adult, we still struggle with a lot of things. We struggle with distraction online. We struggle with concentration. We struggle to be able to get focused. We struggle with so many things on the in the internet space. How much more our children that are still developing, that their brain are not fully developed. So this is for us to know that there are certain things that we struggle with as an adult, that our children are struggling much more than it. So we want to, the number one thing, two things I want to lay emphasis on this call this morning. Number one is open communication, and number two is structure. You see, every other parental control we may want to talk about, it will not fly if you do not have a structure. Every parental control you may want to put in place, it will not fly if you do not involve your children in the conversation. Because the aim of internet, parenting the internet generation, is not to bring another rule into the system. The aim is for you to be able to create bond, to have a close relationship, to build trust with your children. Now, for some days now, Coach Enemy, we are in day what now? Because Coach has been putting out how to build trust with your children.
So 22,
Now,
22,
you may want to go to
21
and
to
check for the past 22 days. Everything you need to do to be able to build trust with your children. Now, this thing starts with building trust. Your child will not discuss anything with you if they do not trust you. Once your children can trust you, then we are conversation. If you have not been able to build like and trust with your children, then this is where to start from. Your children must be able to trust you enough to be able to have certain conversation with you. And how do you start this? You need to be able to know what they know. Now, some of us doesn't know that these children already know more than us because they are born into it. They know more than us. Now, some time ago, I handed over my phone to my youngest child. So he did his assignment, and after that, I got my phone back. Now, he didn't know that we are in this age together, and he downloaded a calculator. He doesn't know that I know about Vault app. So he downloaded that calculator, and I did as if I did not see what was hidden inside. He don't know. So I now started the conversation. I was now asking, what is this type of calculator about? What is it? I now said it was his friend that told him about it. And what are you supposed to do with it? He did not say anything again. And I now we started the conversation. See, me, I know this thing. Anything that will make you to hide anything, it means that thing is not good. And one of the
definitely.
things parents, yes, one of the things parents must learn is how to check the history on their Google log.
Devices. Yeah.
Learn to check the history. Now, one thing is this: your children may not be hiding anything. For instance, all these pop-up ads, they will come up, and your children may not discuss it with you. It may not be an intentional thing that they do not want to discuss with you. It may be an oversight. But one thing that will save you is that when you check and you are able to see this, you'll be able to have necessary conversation with them. If you are not the type that you check your history, you must learn to start doing it. Then you must be vigilant to see if they have downloaded any new app. Just like I told you now, there are times they will download new app. There are times they will want to hide another app in another app. This you must be vigilant about. Another thing children do is that they do it out of curiosity. Some is not because they want to hide, but out of curiosity. So when they are curious, when they are in school, they will discuss this new app, this and that. Their parents discuss it, let them be free to discuss every new app they want to explore it together. Check the rating, check the previous review of that app, look at what it's meant for. Now you want to sit down, you see this thing is not something you say just take and go and do whatever you want to do. No. In fact, do you know that there are some Bible app that they have hidden chat feature in it? So if you are not vigilant, you will think that is a safe app, and you will not know that you have only handed over to your child what the child is not prepared for. So there are hidden chat app that are hidden in some applications that our children will use. This you must be able to identify and discuss with them. So we are talking about having discussion, having open conversation with your children. You must open conversation with them first and foremost. Now, one of the things that will be a guiding factor in this is our family value. If you are a parent, you do not know anything about family value. When we talk about family value, we are talking of what you stand for as a family. Now, if you stand for family of integrity, it must also, you don't drop it at the door of online. No, your integrity must reflect online. Your kindness must reflect online. Your honesty must reflect online. So you must have a family value that will also cover your online attitude. Your online manners is something that must be embedded in our values. If you do not have a value, it means that you are opening your children up for anything. Our children will end up, they want to flow with whatever that is going on online. So as a parent, this conversation is essential with your children. Then you want to know, who are they following? Long ago, before this time, before I even have enough knowledge as I have now, I told some parents back then, when Facebook and all these things started coming up, I told them, I said, make sure that you are your child's friend online. Yes, we know our children are very smart now. I know some children, they have like 2, 3 accounts that they are hiding some from their parents. But do you know that if you have relationship with your children, hide their account from you? They will not see any reason, because they will know that it's going to be to their disadvantage. So you must, as a matter of urgency, follow your children on all social media. You need to know who they follow, because who they are following will influence them. If your child is following an influencer that does not have the same value with your family, you know that automatically over time, your child will begin to listen. The voice of that person will become louder in your child's ear. Because if your child is following a kind of person that does not have the same value system with you, that does not portray what you stand for, and your child is following, your child views every of their video, every of their live show, they are there. It's an automatic thing. Before you know what is happening, they are indoctrinating your child, they are programming your child, they are grooming your child softly. So we just have to make sure that we are following them back to back. Now, we have a number of things that we need to teach our children. Teach them about privacy. You need to teach them what to protect. What should our children protect online? They should protect their identity. They should protect their identity. Now, in parenting the internet generation, I shared the story. I've shared it again this morning. The story of a young girl that our classmate collected her phone, and she has a private picture on her device, and that one just quickly sent it to himself. And after a few days, they started using it to blackmail her, and they were collecting money from her. Now, if this girl Laura has known the disadvantage of keeping her private pictures on the phone, on her devices, she would have done better. She never envisaged that a time will come that somebody will collect her phone without her knowledge, and somebody will have taken that from her. Now, from Coach Enemi's post this morning, so many children are being scammed. Why? Because they share what is private online. Anything you put online, you do not have control over it. Our children must know this for them to be able to understand where they are dealing with. Because people that are spying on them, they don't care if they are children or they are not children. In fact, the fact that they are naive, the fact that they are young, even make them to be victim. So if you as a parent, you have not been able to teach your children what is private, their pictures, the home address, their school, the details of their home address. Some children out of, I don't know, they will just put out, they just check in at so place, not in a time like this. Not in a time like this that you will put out where you just check in. Not in a time like this that you are embarking on a journey and you will put it outside. I've read stories of people that they put online that they are traveling to so place, and before they know what is happening, they rob them. Before they came back, they came to their house and they burgled the whole house. So we must teach our children to be able to know what not to put outside. Then they must learn to be. And initially I talked about our family values. If your child, you don't want to raise a child that will be kind offline and they will be toxic online. Our children should not be toxic online. Now, there are so many people that have been toxic. I don't know, maybe you read that story. Omoba Adiola Oshideko, I think some months ago, she began to share her experiences, how she was bullied online. And this thing was as a result of envy. And somebody started dragging her endlessly. At the moment as we speak, they are in court. Why? Because somebody decided to stay behind the pad and begin to just say things. But now, our children must understand, even as an adult, because this thing is something we need to parent ourselves on it first. Some adults will make some comments and you will begin to wonder that, are they conscious of the fact that they are talking to human beings? Everything we say online, we must be ready to defend offline. Whatever your child cannot say offline, tell them they must not say it online. It is a no. Anything you can't say when you are not in the physical with the person, and by the time you are called and you cannot be able to defend, you cannot say that yes, you still maintain your stand. Please let them say clear of it. It's not something they should go near. It's not something they should type. And do you know, before I leave that, Coach, one of the deception is that people think that the moment they delete something is out of it. Internet doesn't forget.
Yes.
The moment you put it there, it doesn't, you can delete at the front end, but at the back end is still there. Forget about even people that have taken these screenshots. Forget
Even
about
when
people that
people
have
don't
taken.
take the screenshot, maybe
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
the space was created.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that person that created that space will still have a
Still
copy.
have that information.
So and whenever people people want to get it, they will get it.
They will
Yes.
get it. They will get it. In fact, in the course of my research, some people doesn't know that there are people that is their work. They are the back end, and when there is a need for such information, some people will sell. So don't think that whatever you put out there that you have deleted it. It means that no, nobody can have access to it. Every of these devices, they have the front end, they have the back end. So you only have access to the front end. You don't have access to the back end. Even the front end, you don't have the access to all the things. It's only the one you are seeing that you have access to. So they are programmed behind. And people that are the back end can do anything with whatever you put there. So this is something that our children must know.
Absolutely.
Set family rules and boundary. I discussed so much about having family agreements. We need to have family agreements as to how we will use our devices as a family. If you don't sit down as family and agree, the same way we say, okay, this is what we want to stand for as a family, that we have our family vision, we have our family statement, we have our vision, we have our motto. The same way you must make sure that it covers your digital activity. If you as a family do not have a family boundary system, a family constitution, when we talk about this digital family agreement, is like another constitution, is like a family constitution.
Yeah.
Now, but one thing we must know is that we are not creating another rule for our children. We only want to protect them. We only want them to be able to make smart choices online. Now, one thing that we must also note is the fact that we may not be able to know everything about the internet as at this moment. But one thing that you can do is we want to equip our children with the right skill. The skill is embedded in our family boundaries and agreements. So when you have where you can go online, what they should do when they see anything that they are not familiar with, even if they mistakenly click an unsolicited ad, what are they supposed to do? Now, as parents, you need emotional intelligence at this hour. And that is why we always tell you join Parenting Academy. You see, this thing is not in one-off thing. Oh. Just like our lead coach we always say, it's not just one off. It's not just use one paracetamol and you'll be fine. No, it's an ongoing conversation. Because today we have AI. Before you know what is happening, in the next 2, 3, 4 years, we don't know what will come up again. And that is why these children, the whole thing is standing on the foundation of our values and the conversation and the trust we have with our children. Everything about parenting the internet generation is about your family values. It's about the structure you put in place. It's about the trust and the relationship you build with your children. If you remove this, then you do not have anything that you are building on. So when we talk about our family agreements, we must itemize every details. You must know who they follow. You must follow them back to back online. They must discuss with you. Now you must start the conversation even when they don't want to talk. Start the conversation. And in parenting the internet generation, we talk about so many ways you can start this conversation with your children. Asking question. Now, one of the things we do at the academy is we don't miss out the teachable moments. Every trending issue is an opportunity for you to hammer and to reinforce your value, to be able to tell them again. You cannot say you have
Okay.
said it before, you are not saying it again. No, you draw lessons from every trending issue. Now, just like we have few weeks ago about the corper that coach talked about. Now, I didn't mean that he knew that it may be in a private group that he made that comment. It may be in a private group, but there are people there. So as long as you have people in a private group, you know that this whatever you put there is no longer private. It is public. And whatever we are not ready to make it to the public, we should not share. And one of the things that I shared some parental controls, some parental app that we can use. Now, this is not to police your children. It is not to police your children. In fact, if you are installing any parental control app, you must do it with your children. It's not that you want to spy them. No. You must do it with them so that they will know. One thing is that you will make it to them that is for everybody to be guided. Is for us to watch our back. Is for us to be our brother's keeper. I shared something few days ago. James chapter 1 verse 19 talks about we should be quick to hear, but we should be slow to speak. Do you know that when we don't only speak with our mouth, we speak with our keypad? And you must learn emotional intelligence. And this also we must teach our children. You must teach your children how to pause, how to think twice before they go ahead and post whatever they want to post. It is something they must learn to do. The moment they see something, they must check back with you, even if they are confused. You know, I've said so much about building trust, because one thing is that you cannot rule out the fact that children can make mistakes. Even as adults, we click on unsolicited link at times, unintentionally. You know, back then when we started learning about computer and everything, they will tell us that the moment you have HTTPS, you have that S at the back, that link is secure. It is no longer like that. There are so many links that you will see, Ma.
No, I said yes, secure, I remember.
So, but now, it's not like that. There are so many links that you will see that secure. It's not secure, though. And you will have clicked before you know that, oh, I am in for it. So, every parent, we must have our family rules and boundaries. If you don't know how to create one, get into the academy, so that, because creating rules and boundary is a master class on its own. And you may want to check this page for details on how to create boundaries at home, because it is very, very important. You create boundary about where devices are used, how it can be used, the screen limits, and school days when they can do all that. So, and even the bedtime routine for your children. Should they take devices to their room? At what time can they use it? What can they not do at bedtime with devices? You know, you must encourage accountability. See, you must create time to always check back. It doesn't matter what you put in place. If you do not create time to be able to check what these children are doing, you can be sure that they will bypass. And you know, in the parenting, the internet generation, I shared some things about how children can bypass your control. See, this thing is not about instilling fear in us. It's for us to be able to parent with knowledge. So yeah, you will be able to understand that this can happen. This can happen. They may want to do some things and they just don't want you to know. But the moment you have this little understanding, you'll be able to know how to put check and balance to it. All right. I've talked about digital rules. I've talked about structure. And do you know that if we do not have all these things in place, your children, they have poor concentration, just like the case that coach shared at the reception now. A child that was handed over tablet because she's good academically, and that same tablet is now disadvantage to her in the long run. So they will have poor concentration. They will have emotional disconnection. Jai, you see that emotional disconnection is real. The moment you do not have set rules, everybody will be on their phone. Nobody is talking to one another. You can do that for days. The only thing that will bring you together is good money, good money. And we don't want to raise children that will be like that. And you know, this thing is destroying homes seriously at the moment. So we must be able to guide again. One thing is that if you do not have your rules, your children will be exposed to unhealthy content. They will be exposed to it. There are so many questions that we must ask as parents before we can say that our children are safe. You must ask yourself, number one, do you know they are the top 3 influencers they are following? You must know who they are following. And you know, if you don't know who they are following, you may not be able to know how you want to follow them, like how to help them. You won't know who is shaping their mindsets, because they will watch videos, they will listen to conversations, and these things may not be age appropriate for them. Now, if your children have said some things jokingly and those things are sexual or inappropriate, no, don't say that you know them too well. You must be able to call yourself back. Has your children ever used someone else's phone? You see, when we talk about boundary, this is it. You will have visitors. Holidays are coming. You will have visitors at home. All these visitors will have their devices. And if you do not have a boundary and your children could collect, you know, these people that they are on a mission, they will have loaded their devices with all manner of things. And that is where education comes in. If your children have been using other people's devices without your consent, know that they are exposed to something that you do not know. Their safety is at stake. If they have transferred
But
something, okay, ma.
I want to ask parents, do you even know that people use phones to groom children? They use phones to groom children
Yes.
because the way your child responds to a content in a phone, we give away their body language. Their body language will show something about them. Some children, they see some things. It shows that maybe an adult who wants to see how a child is, who wants to size up a child or assess a child, they have inappropriate content in their phone. The children come, they let the child pick up the phone. And as the child is watching, they are watching the child's body language. Is the child
Mm,
curious? Are they willing to know more? Are they disgusted? Are they giving back the phone immediately? Are they asking questions? They are watching the child's body language. And from how the child responds to the content in their phone, they know if that child
mm,
is someone they can actually prey on or someone that
mm,
is a no-go area.
mm,
So an adult um, who has negative intentions can actually use a phone to groom not groom now, to profile your child. I was looking for profiling. They can use the
mm.
phone to profile your child. What is profiling? Trying to find out about the person.
Their
You know how
status.
you write your profile
Their
in your
status.
CV. I went to school. I studied this. I did that. The person that wants to employ you is checking the box. Okay, I want someone that studied English. I want someone who is from Edo State. I want someone who speaks fluently. The same way, the person gives your child the phone and they are profiling. How is he responding? What is his body language? Is he watching it from the beginning to the end and all of that? So go on, coach. I just wanted to quickly chip that in.
Yeah. Yes, it's very ma, because people don't know that the way a child responds to content will send a message to know maybe they will become their prey or their no-go area. And one more thing
Yeah.
about our rules that I would like to also say is the fact that as parents, don't create rules with your children that you yourself are not ready to obey. Because one of the things that we don't understand is that our online behavior, our online habits becomes our children's blueprints. If you understand that the way you do online will inform your child as to how they should present themselves, will do better. So if you create rules that, okay, at so time, nobody should take their phone to the bedroom, and you disobey. You have broken the rule. Your children will not honor it again. They will know that everybody can decide whatever they want to do. So as parents, whatever rule that is binding on the children is also binding on you. Don't create rules that you think that is for the children alone, that is just for the children alone. You see, this children, this generation is our generation. Somebody can try that with this generation. You can't try it with them. That you will create a rule and you will not follow, and you say it's for them alone. Okay, they play. So another question that we need to ask, another question we need to ask also is that, have you said have you said my child is too young for that as a reason not to teach them? You say your child is still young, so because of that you decided not to teach them anything about online etiquette. Now, as we are talking now, some people will think that, my children are too small. My children, they are still toddler. What are they doing? You see those children, at times when these children, they are on online classes, and you give them phone and you are not monitoring, they will leave that page, and they will start chatting with somebody. Now, one of the things children do to hide things is they clear their conversations with their friend. In fact, some will delete it. Some will delete it. So you must be able to learn to be able to check all these things. The moment they put something such that it's auto disappear, know that, tell them that it's not a good thing here. Before they can do that, give
Yeah.
timeline. Give timeline. Because the moment your children are trying to clear history, they are trying to disappear with their chats, know that there is something hidden. There
Yeah.
is there's a particular conversation they have, they do not want you to be in view. So this we must guide against as parents. Now, another question that you need to ask is, does your children know what to do if they feel weird after seeing something online? Do they know what to do? Now, before children can know what to do, you must be able to have built relationship with them. That is when they will be able to tell you, because that is number one thing they should do. They should speak with you. The moment they see something that that they are not familiar with, the moment they see something that frightens them, the moment somebody tells them that makes them to be uncomfortable, the number one thing they should do is to tell you. But if you have not built like and trust, how will they come back to you? Our children should be we and our home should be a safe having hub for our children when it comes to digital safety. So we must do everything on our own to make sure that we build this relationship so strong that our children can trust. And one of the things that make children not to tell us as parents is how we respond the first time they tell us some things. Now, how do you respond when you see that perhaps you check your history and you now discover that your child clicked on a porn site, or your child is having conversation with a stranger and you now see that? Now, what are you supposed to do? Number one thing you're supposed to do as parents is how far your child has gone. Ask them question calmly. Now, that is one thing that is very important. Ask the question calmly. Ask them, how do they come about site they stumbled on? What happened? How did the conversation begin? Because if your child is speaking with a stranger and they did not tell you about it, and when you are now informed, and the first thing you did was to scream, was to yell at them, was to start slapping them, you can be sure that next time they will hide it from you. They will look for a way for you not to discover it.
Definitely.
So your number one response when your child sees something they are not comfortable with should be that teach them that the number one thing they should do is to show you. The number one thing they should do is to tell you about it. In fact, at times as parents, if you have the time, if somebody is chatting with your children, they should hand it over to you so that you continue to chat with such person. So that over time, you know how to deal with such person and leave them. So if you leave your children and you do not teach them all these small, small things, and they fall to the hand of people that are spying on them, and they keep on. One thing is that the moment you don't give attention to your children, they will look for somebody online to be talking to. And make it a rule. On no account should they chat with any AI. They should not have any personal conversation with any AI. It is dangerous. It is not good. It is not healthy for them. Just make it known to them. It's about them. It's not about you, because it is unhealthy. So many children are hiding behind the keypad, and they are chatting with AI, some AI that have been developed to be able to destroy the life of children. So teach them that they should not do it. It should enter your rule. It should be part of your rule as a family. If your children are taking, as some of our young adults now, they send they hair dropped, either crypto or whatever or anything. Please teach them how to be guided. Because all these free airdrop that they do, there are times that it is used to gain access into people's identity, password, and so many of their details. Because before you be able to gain access to it, they will request for some things, some credentials that ordinarily you are not supposed to share. So this you must tell your children. Does your children know what to do? Okay, I've said about that. Do you deleted chats, WhatsApp, ignotus history? If you don't monitor it, then something may be going on wrong. You must monitor it. You must, at times when these children goes to school, there are times that they will share, their children, their friends will tell them, this place, this is where you can watch ball. See, any game that they cannot play offline without the use of internet, please discourage your children from doing it. Is it chess? Is it football? Is it any game that they need internet enabled to be able to play? It is not good for your child, because behind the scene is somebody that will now start chatting with them. They will move from playing game to chatting, and anything can happen after that. And these children will be taught how to hide it perfectly from them. So you must ensure that any game your children are playing online, it is not with internet enabled. It is not with the internet. They must play it online. You can download and they play online. And don't give your children unlimited access to internet. See, it is not because there are so many things that we can afford that our children doesn't need. That you can afford it doesn't mean that your children needs it. If you have not been able to equip your children enough, if you have not been able to teach your children enough, please do not expose them unduly, because I see it as an undue exposure. If you have not been able to teach your children what to do when this happens, you have not taught them, you have not been able to create the kind of structure we have been talking about, and you just hand it over to them, it is dangerous. It is dangerous, because these children will get to a point that they will feel comfortable to hide things from you. But if you start early, you create a boundary, you create a structure, it will not become so difficult for them to be able to hide things from you, because you've already been operating on that platform. Now, just like coach said the other time, there are so many technologically abused that are going on. So many behind this thing. And the one that is touching my heart is, there are so many apps now that these children, they feel that they can get money from, and they will just tell them that they can just come up They will not show their face, only their from their neck downward without any cloth, and it will be captured. And it's giving them so much money. Some of them are really cashing out. Yes, they are cashing out. But you see, they do not understand that they feel that they will just come live, show themselves, and off they go. And they think that's the end. Because they told them that nobody is saying it. It's only the app that is rewarding them. And they now think that that is the way it works. Please educate them. And they must also know that whatever they do online now will reflect in the future. Whatever they do online now, they don't know when this thing will become either a door or a trap for them. A few days ago, we were hearing about Reno Omokri, his comment about our current president few years ago. Now, that has been drawn out for him as a red card, even though we know what happens here. But the fact remains that somebody will always pull out something we have said online at one point or the other. And another thing I want to say quickly is how to build our children. Let them not be consumers, let them be creators. Let them be creators. Let them look for problems that they can solve online. Now, as parents, one of the things you want to do, if you have children that are still young, you want to create platform for them where these children can do what they love doing and you keep it. There are children that love to experiment teaching. Let them start doing that and let them start putting it on YouTube, and it's going to be a gradual thing. Before you know what is happening, I shared a lot of story in my book that you can relate with and you can take your lessons from. There are so many people that they started, it will be like play. We are just playing our hand. We are just trying things out. And before you know what is happening, they are building something. And you know, some of our children that are working remotely now, some of them, they did what they are doing now, started like they were just building something. Unknown to them that they were building their portfolios. And that is what has landed some people big gigs as we speak. So if you have children, if your child have interest in arts, you can together sit down, go to the internet, look for a community that they can join, where they will be nurtured, where they can learn. But it must be something that both of you will check. Both of you must check the community to be sure that it is suitable for your child. And you must ensure that as they begin to progress, you are watching their progress and you are celebrating their progress. And please, there is something I did not say. Each time your child confide in you about a mistake they have done, appreciate them for doing that. Any mistakes they have made, and they come back to you to tell you that, mommy, I mistakenly clicked something, this was what happened. Appreciate them for the fact that they can confide in you. Appreciate them for the fact that they can speak up, because one of the things you want to encourage is for them to be open. They encourage a confession than concealment. They should not conceal. They should not conceal it. It is not a good thing for children to begin to conceal whatever they do. Once they start hiding, no, 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 no. So there are so many things we need to talk about when it comes to parenting the internet generation. So many things. In fact, I guide said everything that you need to know, but we have given you hints to be what you need to open your eyes to, what you need to start doing, and how you're supposed to do it. And if you still have any issue regarding how to parent your internet Gen Z, please join Visionary Parents Academy, because I can tell you for free, we just started. When it comes to the internet, we have just started. We have just started. There are so many things, and your child must be able to know. You know, these days, if you give anything to AI, you are voluntarily giving them your information for free. And that's why we should be guided what we put on AI. We have given them. You know, somebody told me something. He said he's an IT person. He said, you know what happened, mom? You see, they created this platform. Is like a market. You see, all of us, you people, you are the products. And when you know that you have been made a product on Facebook, when you know that you have been made a product on YouTube, when you know that you have been made a product on WhatsApp, we'll do it intelligently. Thank you, coach. Maybe not to answer.
Thank you so much, ma. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma. She said one of the things that I said, I was just reflecting on it because I was going to ask a question. I think my voice is very bad. Is it echoing?
Uh, now, but we can still hear you, ma.
Oh, okay. So she was saying that check your child history, and I was going to say, wouldn't that be you telling your child don't trust me? And I remember the story I even shared today. I think about 2 years ago, I got this on the news, I even get that we won't get that the paper use it as a picture, but didn't find it. What happened was the boy, the family of the boy took his own life. The parents were working, one led to a jolly family, and everybody is happy. What happened to it? And it was when a couple of weeks later, the father handed the boy's laptop because the boy was the only one that could be killed. The father gave his laptop to his younger sister. Since your brother is no more, you can compare with his laptop. That was when the sister just checked his history somehow and saw what really happened. The sister is not smart. The boy is not smart. Of course, it messed up in other area. But you don't have to celebrate books like this. In school, she gets awards, and when she brings the award, recognize them and all of that. So he felt empty, felt envious. One of those days, he was just online, and he was just typing, and so he met that community. He didn't go to the dark community, and they told him that, the family is victimizing you. Why don't you Bitcoin? He made them the victim. Make them start the victim. Start the parents. Make them suffer. You know, he thought it was actually helpful. He was following them, They'll give him one task, and that was how eventually the task they gave him was okay. You should go and forcefully have his sister. You know what that means. So they gave him a date, and he was so tormenting. They were pressuring him. They were asking someone to him, and you know how these people can be super smart. You want to wonder, what did he block them? What did they know about him? And I tell you something, anyone is smarter than your child. Did you see the video of the parents who were talking about their son that they are about 3, 4, 5 years old? He said the doctor had an held in the tablet. Several videos showing that was not. But if the parents came around those videos stop, so they won't show again. So you won't see the videos, but the girl will see the videos. I don't know, kind of stayed away and recorded it. That was when somebody was talking, their child was talking. Because in my world, we are feeling what we are seeing things, but we are not seeing it. It's as if these people they not know how to identify a user. They know when a child is using by face. Okay, the parents even went ahead to took that picture. They intended to just put it on the face so that it is face recognition. The person handler will see them as a child. But the person did not fall for it. So maybe it's trained, I don't know how they were able. So that was the last year online and spoke out to the parents to be aware. So when I saw that video, I kind of made sense how that was even if he had lock them. They knew how to get in. The pressure
Yes.
became too much that the girl brother had to take his own life. That was going to start everything that actually happened. You know. So what am I trying to say? If the parents had checked the boy's history, maybe they would have seen the boy was talking to people, probably would have taken it further, and they would have checked what the boy was doing, and they would
Going
have
through.
been able to help the boy. But no, they
Yes.
didn't do that. Another thing was now this one went viral. The 9-year-old girl who was in a chat YouTube. They gave him a giveaway, and the girl was following him. It was a build-up game, and the last thing was the last one the girl was going to earn a reward. Ask her to look for a box, enter inside, cover the lid, close the lid, and hold your breath for 3 to 5 minutes. They told them they wanted to go to struggle, and the girl actually fell for it. So the mom said she was in a room and somebody just told her to tell the girl to. I can't understand she got there, she saw the box, the box, and the was in there. And when she got to the hospital, the doctor told her, the doctor told her that if the girl had remained in that box, what minutes they will do with the class. So when she was not check the children's history, it makes a lot of sense. Because it's not somebody who keep them safe. Because if these parents had checked the children's history, they probably would have known that okay, they took her up to something dangerous online. Personally, though, they would have been able to guide them. Okay. Thank you so much, Jinadu, for the gift so much time. Let me choose an internet. I personally have children, and I tell you that is a lot that you are going to learn or learn. You are going to have a lot of practical solutions to your internet and phone struggles. The book she taught you how to set boundaries on internet use and phone. In the book she tells you the opportunities that are found on the internet, your children can explore instead of using it to sabotage them or the internet to use them. They can actually use the internet to their own goal. In the book, she teaches, rather, I don't know if I say she taught now, she teaches. In the book, she also talks about so many apps you can use to monitor your child, not to control them, but to keep them safe. The book is a whole lot, and I tell you, there are a million and one things you are going to learn in that book to change your parenting game when it comes to your child and the internet. So I want to encourage you to grab a copy of that book. I don't know, I think the network has thrown her out. I was actually going to ask her how much is it so that we all can get.
I'm not here.
In fact, I'm going to get the book.
Am I back?
Share. I'm going to get my copy, and because I want to share to parents around me and even teenagers around me, I am going to get multiple copies so that I can share to people around me. So if you get the book, please, that book, I know when you get the book, you are going to love it. You will want to bless other people with the book. So what you want to do is please don't get a copy. If you are going to share, don't get a copy. If people, please get need with your child. A lot of making that book. So the least you can actually do to appreciate her by buying the numbers, the copies that you want to share. I'm going to make a list of the people I want to share, give the book to, and I'm going to buy that copy. That is what you should do. You should encourage her.
Thank you.
Next time, identify a problem and actually solve it. So don't buy one and share. If me personally, I catch you the hospital so much, coach. The
Thank you.
internet has shown her out, fortunately. But
I'm here with you.
are you still here with us, coach?
I'm here.
We can't see you. Okay, how much is it, ma?
Is that I'm here with. Oh, thank you so much, ma. I think on the notes, I want to encourage our parents not to over depend on any app, any device to be able to control and help their children. One thing that is very important is trust, connection. Is one of the things that can help you to be able to flow along, that will make your children to even carry you along in their digital life. So the moment you are able to build that trust, you are not depending on one mentioned in the book or whatever. Please, please build like and trust with your children. And I can tell you for free, the moment you build that, they will be willing to tell you, even if they want to hide. You know, children will be children at times. They will think that they want to outsmart you. But the moment you are able to discover that there's something they are covering, they will open up to you. They will willingly do. And so many things that we don't know, that our children will even teach you. Do you know that there are some of these things that we may want to do at times? The final editing of my book was done by my son. So at the end of the day, he was the one that helped me out last. Why? Because he's more skillful than me in that aspect. And that is one of the things that we should learn. We should allow our children to be able to do. Whatever our children learn to do online, I tell you, we are going to benefit from it. But if it is the other way around, we are also getting to get it. We are going to be beneficiary of it too, because it will rub off on us. It will rub off on us. So, and there is something we used to talk about at the academy: consequence. When a child knows that there will be positive and negative consequences for every of their online choices, they will do better. Thank you very much, ma.
Yeah. Thank you. How much is the book, ma? Let me know how
Oh,
much I'm buying the copy.
the book supposed to go up to 2,000 today, but for the next maybe for the next 1 hour, anybody that pays will still get for 1,000. But after 1 hour, it goes to 2,000.
Okay. Ma, because let me just quickly pay now. Before me, I like discount. So discount
So,
gives you more. I like discount. So if you like this, pay for the book. Thank you so much, Coach Jinadu. We appreciate you for these gifts you are giving to parents to be able to nurture our children. Now, Coach Jinadu is a coach in the Visionary Parents Academy. Like I said earlier on, the Visionary Parents Academy is an academy where parents a lot. I always have this thing that, oh, our parents don't have to read books, yet they raised us well. And I sat down to actually look at it and say, yes, our parents don't have to read books. A lot of us turn that way. And I realized the truth of us 50% or even 20, 30, 40 for some people. And the environment we found ourselves raised us more than our parents.
yeah.
I shared this story one time. I said, when we moved in here, my mom came and was like, oh, your house is so big, you need a cleaner, you need to do this, you need to do that, And I was telling her, growing up as 6 children with 2 parents, 8 people, and constant dependence, we always lived in a big house. Never for one day did we have, okay, at some point they had someone who lived with us. I wasn't even there. I was with my grandma in the village. So when they had someone, so at the point I came back to live with my parents, when I was already in, as even in the day, I never saw anybody with chores and all of that. So how come now housework? And she was like, time have passed. In those days, it was in those days, and it was actually because they didn't have a lot of resources before children were allowed to do a lot of the house.
Yeah.
It gave us patience, resilience, problem solving, responsibility, tolerance, a lot of the skills that we have to whatever level.
Yeah.
Today, parents do not have those opportunities for their kids to for their children to learn those skills on their own. They are no longer there. I was telling
They're
my
very much
teenagers in school
involved.
the other day, I told them, I'm growing up, I used to carry a bucket of water in my head to go and
Yeah.
said, they have water around in their houses.
Yes, so.
Every one of them, they have water. That gas that cooks for them. So no patience. Freezers. When let me tell you what I discovered. Usually, I don't like runs. I don't. I was telling my husband that see, I don't like stress. So you see all this housework, cook, clean. When I still was in Lagos, I used to shop like once in 2 months. At some point, I was even having someone who would shop for me and bring them to the house. Once in 2 months, once in 3 months, once in 1 month, I would shop. So even when I moved in here to Delta State, the same thing. I would shop. I have alternative power supply, so I always have power supply. So I always have my freezer working, stuff my freezer with food stuff. But I realized something that it did not help my children cook basic meals that we cook every single time, but cooking soups and stews, they did not learn it. I always wonder, cooking soup and
Mhm.
months,
Yeah.
and because it was in bulk, I would have to do the. So I told myself, what time would they learn to cook soups and stews? If I keep cooking, even if eventually I allow them to cook and they still cook that bulk for 2 months, by the time they're going to cook it again, the steps, I had to cut that. Now, every weekend, every single weekend, we cook stews. I just told my daughter, now you are the one in the kitchen today. When you come back from school, you're going to make ogbono soup and all since last week you have not made, because we had a somewhere. When they prepare it, I'm going to eat it because they have learnt that. But growing up, we did not have these opportunities.
Unity.
Number one, we did not have
Yeah.
us and 3 months.
Ah.
So we had to do it almost every 3 days, every month. And from then we learned or naturally learned them. But in this era, these opportunities are not there. We didn't have pot of soups everywhere. We just had to learn them. So if you sit down and look at it, you realize that our parents were really not the one that sat down to teach us a lot of things. It
Absolutely.
was just the society
The
we
system.
had then that worked in their favor, and we learned a lot of things.
Yeah.
So you can't sit back and keep saying, "Oh, my parents didn't have to teach me. My parents they didn't have to do X, Y, Z. So I don't have to do it." No, times have so changed, and this is why we have the Visionary Parents Academy. As times have changed, we are learning updated strategies. I was talking to a parent and she was telling me she grew up indoors. Her parents never allowed her to go out and all of that. And that is how she's operating her children. Her children are growing indoors too. And I told her, your parents didn't allow you to go out and all of that. You grew indoors, good and fine. And you are just a small player here. Do you want your children to be a small player like you? If you don't want your children to play small the way you are playing small, then they must learn to interact with people. They must learn how to deal with people. And they can't learn that by sitting at home all day watching television or playing games. They will learn that by being with friends in school, friends at church, and they will be in friends in the neighborhood. That they are not going to be with any kind of Tom, Dick, and Harry kind of friends. You know, you allow friends into your
home.
house. They play. You watch them. From there, you begin to learn what to teach them. Because you are a local player, a small player, you don't want to raise small players too. Your children need skills. You see those skills you think they need, they will not get the skills in the house because the school is structured, the church is structured. You can say, oh, they go to church. Church is structured. School is structured. So they need a place that they can play freely with friends with less structure. Then you can watch, you'll be able to correct them, you'll be able to know when to step in. Again, I tell you, we need skills in this time. We cannot keep saying our parents didn't learn, we don't have to learn. No, we have to learn.
Absolutely.
We have to learn because
It's a
times
continuous
have
thing.
changed. Times have so changed. So, and this is what we do in the Visionary Parent Academy. We empower you with skills, with knowledge. We motivate you to do the work, and you parent with confidence. Like you know what you are doing. You don't go online, be picking random advice. You don't see people doing something. You are picking up. You are comparing your child. You are just making your child feeling inadequate or a lot of things because you do not know what you are doing. You don't have the skills. You don't have the knowledge. You don't even have the. You don't know what you are doing. That is why you keep comparing your children up and down. We don't do that. Now, it is because we do not want that. You need to be in the Visionary Parent Academy so that you parent with confidence because when you know where you are going to, you know where you are going, you know who the child you are raising, you know the work you are putting in, you know the child you are raising, you know where the child you are raising is going, you know the work you are putting in, then I tell you something for free. You will not compare your child. You will not demoralize them. You will just be patient. You will be tolerant. You will intentionally raise the child. You raise the child. You know, you will not join those that keep saying, "A pikin wey go spoil," because no. Even if all the pikin wey go spoil, your own not suppose spoil because you are
No.
doing the work. Hey, you put in the work and you will get the results of the work you are putting. So today I want to, like Coach Jinadu rightly said, in the Visionary Parent Academy, we are not just teaching you how to raise your children because we believe in one thing. That is why some of the activities we do include book reading. And when we read books, we just don't read parenting books. We read books that will help you grow. Like last month, we are not reading any book this month because we are wrapping up. But like last month, we read Thinking
Think
for
for
a Change
change.
by John C. Maxwell. You know the leadership Maxwell. We read his book, Thinking for a Change. Why did you read that book? Because we believe that as a parent, if you read, you take courses, you grow yourself, right? It is not just about teaching your child what to do. Modeling is one major way to influence your child. What is modeling? You are growing, you live your life intentionally. And when you skill yourself up, you are able to live your life intentionally. You are able to model self-setting and healthy lifestyles to your children. Your children will grow. When you grow, you are teaching your children that it's possible to grow. You are teaching your children that you have no choice but to grow. That is why we just don't read parenting books. We read books that will help us grow. And next year is going to be more than that. I was telling the admins that I would like us to read one John Maxwell book every month. You know, have a couple of them ebooks, and we'll just give the ebook. While we read our book, we also read John Maxwell book. We grow and we model growth for our children. We create an environment that naturally nurtures growth in our children. So what I'm trying to say is in the Visionary Parent Academy, you don't only raise children, you also grow. You also grow. Last year, one of our parents wrote a book. She launched her academy and she's doing fantastically well for herself. This year, I'm glad to announce that Coach Nando is the second parent in the academy that has written her book. And she said, all thanks to the academy, she got the motivation and everything to write the book. That is what we are about in the academy. Because you want to model growth to your children, so you have to grow yourself. So you learn to raise your children, you get the confidence, you get the skills, you get the motivation, you get the right knowledge to raise your children. You also grow in your life. It's not only about writing books. You just don't have to write books, you know. You also grow in your career. You strive for growth because you want to play big and model playing big to your children. So come and join us. Our fee is 84,000 naira. But if you register today because you are in this class and register today, you can still pay our early bird registration, which is 60,000 naira only. And this 60,000 naira takes you for the entire year. And guess what? Every single month we are intentional. We have a lot of activities that will help you. I was telling them that you see the family talk time, we are going to be super big on it next year. Not just the family talk time, our challenges, our everyday challenges, we are going to be super big on it. Every single month, every single day, we have a challenge, an activity we are meant to carry out. Like this month, last month to this month, we are carrying out a challenge on how to raise problem solver. So every single day, you have an activity that will help you nurture problem solving mindset, problem solving skills in your children. So at the end of the day, we are not just doing the talk. We are not just doing cho 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 like they say. We are actually doing the work. And like I said
The
to
work.
parents, once you do the work, you get the results. I have my own children. I have 3 children. Once you do the work, you will get the results.
Yes,
Not be the one when
correct.
dem dey talk. When dem dey talk say pikin wey go spoil go spoil. I tell you for free, when you do the work, your pikin no go spoil. Go and sit down and check the child that has taught. They will say, ah, the parents were pastors. They did everything possible. They did not do everything possible. There were things they did not do because they
Yeah.
did not know the right thing to do. They didn't have the right skills. They didn't have the right knowledge. They didn't do everything. If you do it, you will get the result. How about now? If you have a set of twins, one maybe raised in a very wealthy and royal home, the other raised in maybe one place like that in a criminal den, you will see them, you will see the difference. So it is the work that you are going to see the result. So come join the Visionary Parents Academy and learn the right work to put, so that when people around you are saying that pikin wey go spoil, you let them know that no, my pikin no go spoil, because I have a vision, I have a plan, I have a set of values, and we are following it as a family. The other day, about 2 days ago, I was telling my son, my kids and I were talking about something. You know, they were talking about one girl in their class, and I think I've shared it before. How the girl, she can be very mouthy. She was talking to someone, and eventually the entire class beat her up because she was being insultive, and she has a history of insulting people. The entire class beat her up. Even when I saw the girl, my daughter said, "Mommy, see the girl I'm talking about. I think Gift. Is it Gift or Miracle? See the girl I'm talking about." Okay, Favor, thank you. See the girl I'm talking about. I called the girl, I was talking to the girl, she was crying, her eyes were red, her face, bruises, this kind of faint lines that if you look clearly, you will see. So I was answering, the following day I was asking my daughter, did she tell her mom? Did her mom come to school? Because if my daughter tells me that the entire class beat her up, I definitely will go to the school to find out why. So I was asking my
Definitely.
daughter, did she tell her mom? My daughter said no, she didn't tell her mom. She couldn't have told her mom that kind of a thing. And I was asking my children, okay, is there any, if you were the person, would you come back and have the confidence to tell me? And they were telling me, I wouldn't even do that kind of a thing, let alone. So and they said something now. Because I know that I will tell you everything that happens. So I won't do something that will come and tell you. I was telling my son, okay, what if you make mistakes? If you was telling me, mommy, yes, I can make mistake. If I make mistake, I can boldly come and tell you. But you see those things, like what that girl did, I cannot make that kind of mistake.
That kind
Why
of
will I tell
mistake.
someone that your cancer will kill your mom or something? So what am I trying to say? If you put in the work, you are going to get the result. And in the Visionary Parents Academy, we teach you the work, and we teach you how to put the work. Not just how to put the work, we teach you how to put the work with confidence. So come and join us. If you are in this class today, just send a message and you pay 60,000 naira and to join us. But if you are not in this, sorry, otherwise after today, our fee goes back to 84,000 naira, which is about 7,000 naira a month for what you will get. Ha! Is a steal, I tell you for free. Thank you so much, Coach Jinadu, for this gift to
Thank you,
mankind,
ma.
for this gift to
Thank you, ma.
parents. And I hope
Thank
that
you.
every single parent that really get this book, goes through it, reads it, not just peruse it, read it, digest it, and applies it. They are going to get transformation in their family, transformation with the use of gadget and the internet
Yeah.
in their family. We also have another book by Coach David.
David,
Coach David, I'm trying to remember the title of your book now.
raising a focused child.
Ooh, Raising a focused child in a
In
highly
a
distracted
distracted
world.
world.
Coach David, thank you. Thank you. Why would I forget the title of that book now? These books are game changers. These books are best sellers. Raising a focused child in a distracted world. Raising your children in the internet generation. Please go and get these books. Okay, I know Coach David's books has passed. The launching has passed. It used to be 1,000 naira. The launching, after the launch, it was 2,000 naira, be 2,500 safe.
Yes.
Me, I quickly bought to when she launched it. Discount I bought and I shared because I cannot wait for the discount to be taken up before I come and buy. Who born me? I
Mm.
be Dangote, so I enjoy the discount. So, but today, if you quickly go and send her a DM and have a copy of the book, tell her I said she should apply the discount because you were live with us today, or you saw
Yeah.
this video, you watched this video, she should apply the discount. And I tell you that that book will also make a great impact in your parenting. You complain about distractions in your children, please just go and get that book. If your children are
Yes.
struggling academically, please go and get that book because all they may be
In
struggling
fact,
with is
coach,
distraction. So, and for
coach,
yes, ma'am.
they need these two books together because device is a
Okay.
distraction, and you need to be able
Most
to build
definitely.
the skill to keep focus, to be able to implement what we are putting to table tonight, this afternoon. Because if your child is not
Yeah.
focused and you hand over a device to them, you already know that the child is already distracted. So it is a distraction instrument on its own. Every device is a distraction instrument. Hence, they need raising a focused child.
Yes, definitely. You heard that. Thank you so much, coach. So go get the books, two books today for 2,000 naira after 1 hour. Coach Jinadu, please, it's not 1 hour. Some people
After
sometimes the
today,
internet may be slow. Like today, I
and
was
let
trying
me
to
say
make some
after
calls
today,
and I was not able.
after
So
today,
after today, head job, head job. Thank you. So after today, it goes back to 2,000 naira each. So for today, it's just 1,000 naira. So you can get the books
1,000.
together or you can get them individually. So I guarantee you that the book is going to make a great impact in your parenting. Don't forget that the Visionary Friends Academy for
Yes.
2024, we are set. If you see our government, even when I was going through, I was telling myself, hey, God, oh, we are good to go. In fact, there is no way the devil can come to kill, to steal, and
No.
to destroy with this curriculum we have. Day. Because with this
No.
curriculum, we are fortified. We are fortified. If we take action, fortification will be our second name. And you see, there will be no hole, there will be no hole,
No
no detail,
loophole.
nothing for the devil to come in to steal, to kill, and
Nothing
to destroy.
missing.
Thank you
Nothing
so much, Coach.
broken.
Thank you. Nothing. With that confidence, we are that confident. We are saying this with our full chest. With our full chest. Thank you so much, Coach. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Okay, we
Thank you.
expect your questions and then your inquiries on how to join the academy. And of course, the account number on how to get this book. You can put your account number in the comment section so that we can get the account number and get the book.
Okay.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a fantastic day. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Ma.